Hello, hello, hello. We are live for the first Wednesday. Whoopsies, there's a crash. For the first Wednesday of 4, for the Truth About Joy, a series that I'm doing this month to help people figure out why maybe they're not experiencing the life that they want, the connection in their relationships, the satisfaction in their career, the money coming into their bank account, the relationship they want with their kids or with their free time. These are all things that I help my clients with through my personal coaching, through the work I do as an artist. I am a transformational life coach, healer. Yay, we're back. Tom, wherever you are, I did not mean to hang up on you. Tom is an amazing client that I have. He's 80 years old, and I kind of love that he called. Deirdre, I see his daughter's online, because he has committed to bringing more joy, more health to his body, enlivening his creative career at 80, and committing to doing this. So, Tom, it was nice to see you. But here we are in this series called The Truth About Joy. And what I was saying is I'm a transformational life coach, a healer, and a dancer. And I am committed to helping people see where the problems are. Where are you not getting exactly what you want? How does that show up? As I was saying earlier, it's through frustration, maybe with your career, feeling trapped inside of a relationship, feeling stuck in your relationships, not having the connection that you want, intimate relationships, friends, kids, whatever it is. And also not having the career success that you want, maybe not being in the job that you want. So what I love doing is helping people see that problem first and find a solution for it. And I do that through my coaching. I do that through the energy medicine work that I've been doing for over 14 years now, helping several hundreds of people in that work and in my coaching practice. And also with all of the information I learned from having a 21-year professional career in dance, where I won awards, traveled around the world, taught, performed, and choreographed on some of the most beautiful stages in this world for many, many audiences. And some people might say, well, how does dancing relate to being able to help someone? What I learned through dancing were so many tools on how to show up in service of something greater, in service of the thing that you love. And essentially for every single person, that is the life that you've been given. And to be able to take this life and turn it into exactly what you want, that is 100% possible. And it has been a pleasure to help people see how to do that, how to have more joy, how to have satisfaction. And again, I do this through the energy medicine, the coaching work, and also through dancing, through moving, and through the art that I make. So what I want to talk about today is just a few topics on this. And if there is someone, no, I don't see you. If there is someone who has a question that they want answered today, Tom, I'll talk to you later, unless you join this live chat. I'm happy to answer your question live here. So the first thing I want to bring into this topic is that joy is not just walking around smiling. It's more than that. It is, I like to frame it as it's your ability to see your life, to exist in your life, and to accept everything. I find that helping my clients, and also having totally experienced this in my personal life, my capacity, or a person's capacity, your capacity to be able to hold the everything that all of your emotions, all of your potential, the beautiful, the ugly, the good, the bad, and to accept that is what brings a person joy. To stop fighting your life, to stop struggling with what is here actually to support you into your next stage of growth. And one of the biggest things I work on with people is their ability to to take personal responsibility. So that's one of the first things that I talk to people about all the time. Letting them see, helping them see that they are co-creators with spirit, the universe, God, whatever energy of the life. You are a co-creator of the life that you are living. You are the creator. And if that doesn't vibe with you, you might want to listen to something else. But what it does, if you can go with that, it allows you to take responsibility for how your life is showing up. And once you do that, you can change it and direct it into whatever you want. You can change that and direct it into whatever you want. You know, I work with moms who have trouble parenting or setting boundaries there. I just finished, not finished, we still have 3 more days of Creative People Making Money. This is a 10-week course. I led a group of over 30 people through that course and helped people step into their creative dreams, putting websites up, publishing, writing and publishing books. We have a chef in there. He sold out his pop-up dinners, people bringing in more clients, asking for higher fees, getting grants, being able to bring in more money so they can actually, and not judge that. Because what does that give them? It gives them a sense of personal empowerment, the ability to live their life the way they want to, and also to contribute more. So that's a huge lesson. And we went through 10 weeks of teaching that deeply, but it's something that I'm always working on with my clients. You have the power and the capacity to create your life as you want it to be. And one of the first steps is you accept where you are. And that's a huge thing for people. Okay, I accept that I'm not in a relationship that I love. I accept that I feel trapped in my job. I accept that I don't know what the hell to do with my kids. I'm sorry. I do help parents. I am not a parent, but I have definitely helped parents with their relationships with their kids. I think, it's these principles of relationship apply to every space. It's like how you are living your life directly affects what your kids are picking up, their sense of empowerment, their sense of accountability, helping people, as I said, bring in more money and see that you have a choice. And one of the things that's also super important in this is I help a person stay there where they are, noticing where they are, saying, okay, maybe this, as I said, maybe this kind of sucks, but I'm not going to run away from it. And I'm going to be here and I'm going to sit with the pain. I'm not going to suffer any longer, but I'm going to sit here in this moment, feel this through, release it, and be ready to move on to the next thing. And the hugest problem I see, even with the people I work with, but I steer them back, is that a person will distract themselves. They won't allow themselves to see, oh, what if I don't change this? What's going to happen? What if you are still working a job, 2 months, 2 years from now that you don't love? How is that going to make you feel? 2 years easily turns into 10, 20. We only get one shot at this life too. It's like, how can you make it the most beautiful experience? Because that is possible. What's going to happen if you don't change your decisions around how you're taking care of your body? Or if you don't let yourself have the honest conversations with the important people in your life and you still run away? The the challenging thing is that this stuff, it doesn't go away. One of my metaphors actually, as someone who is very eco-conscious, what I thought about a lot, I guess this was more like in my 30s, was, wow, we think the garbage goes away. We put it in a landfill and we think it goes away, but it doesn't. Or we put someone in a prison. That's something I feel very passionate about too. We put someone in a prison and we think the problem goes away, but it doesn't. That's not how it works. That's not how it works with ourselves. We might hide what's painful by saying, oh, I'm okay, or shopping, or eating, or drinking, or working too hard, or just going into another relationship that isn't satisfying and keeps you distracted from what you really want, or the pain of what you might be experiencing. And we try to put those things away, and eventually they do blow up. And what I want to help people do, what I help people do, is plant seeds for their life based on their truth. So for you to be able to know who you are, accept that fully, no apologies, and live from that, because then you are planting a very, very different seed. And instead of it growing into a toxic weed, it is growing into a beautiful plant. Flowers in the background. It is growing into a garden of your choosing. Because as I was saying, your joy is your personal responsibility. And that is not a heavy statement. I don't want that to be a heavy statement for you. That is an empowering statement. And what I do in my private coaching and in my online group courses, as I said, in the work that I make and in the in-person retreats that I do, one of which I'm doing this July, is take people through a process that helps them really honor who they are and empowers them, you, to make decisions from that place. To allow a person, to allow you to say, hey, I actually want a different job. Hey, I want more connection with my partner. I want more money in my bank account. I want to take a vacation. I want to have better sex. Whatever it is, that is an expression of your truth. Because again, what is going to happen if you live even one more week out of alignment with that? It's the little steps every single day that either add up to bringing you to where you want to be or exactly where you don't want to be. And what happens is people are like, well, I don't know how this happened, or, oh, this person got lucky. No. A person makes choices. You make choices. And a lot of people, the unfortunate thing is that people don't always see the choices that they're making. The amazing thing is that when you bring someone in to help you, someone who's not so directly involved, I do this with myself. You bring someone in to help you and they can see and support you through the challenges you're facing so you can come out on the other side and create a whole different picture. Or as I like to say in my movement practices, you're creating a different song. You're writing a new poem. Literally, I did have a woman who just wrote a book of poems. Yes, Barbara. You are creating a new dance out of your life. And when a person realizes they can do that, that's when the joy hits heavy. It's like, oh my God, I see how I've been suffering. I see there's a solution here. I'm not going to run away from this. I am going to step right into this, surrender to it, and receive all of the beauty that the world is actually trying to send to you right now. Like, moves me to tears to say that, because I also know that struggle where joy is not coming in. People ask me, they say, Michelle, how can you be so happy? And I'm like, because I let myself feel crappy. I let myself feel crappy. I had a crappy time earlier today. And I was like, okay, I know this is part of my journey. I know this is part of my journey, to be able to feel these things and move through them to the solution. And I've been doing that for, over 20 years of my adult life, through all the disappointments and struggles that I've been through. And it brings me the hugest pleasure to be able to do that with others. That is part of my joy, to be able to support you and seeing how freaking amazing you are. How empowered, how capable, how incredibly beautiful. If any of you have ever done this would happen a lot in my in-person teaching, but it definitely happens in my online teaching too, where someone's talking or people are introducing themselves and I'm just moved to tears because I'm like, this is so beautiful. You are all so beautiful. And then beyond that, okay, what's the thing you want in your life? And let's get serious about figuring out what's stopping you from having that and what steps you need to take to get there. And that's what I'm doing, as I said, in this retreat that I'm doing in July. If you're ready to be with people again, in a big room with lots of windows, I'm in Montana right now, in a big open space with lots of air, lots of trees, mountains, water, gardens, walking trails. There's also bears, but we got bear spray. So that every single day you're there with me. We're going through different teachings. We're looking at the issues that are stopping you from having the life that you want. We're doing the healing work. We are moving and dancing and taking care of our bodies together with an amazing group. It's a small group because, it's not time for big group gatherings yet, but it's a small group where you'll get a lot of undivided attention over actually, it's a 5-day retreat, but it's a 5 to 6 week period of time because it starts with private coaching with me. It goes into the 5-day immersion retreat where we will be working together, taking a microscope to who you are, helping you solve the problems that are getting in the way, allowing yourself to receive the beauty of this place, the beauty of your body, the beauty of your desires, to be able to step back out into the real world again and create your life exactly as you want it to be. With the love, the creativity, the money, the sex if you want it, whatever you want, the success, the satisfaction that may not be a part of your life right now. But it is 100% possible when you take personal responsibility and when you also remove the distractions, right? So as I said, like this retreat is helping people do that. You are going to come into the little fold, get safe, get comfortable, slow down, and be able to listen deeply. And I've shared this story with some of the people in my groups. My life transformed very deeply when I actually went to, I created space in my life to go to a training and take a trip for myself, which started out as maybe 2 or 3 weeks and then got extended to 6. Thank you, my friend who helped me value that I could do this for myself. I could take the vacation. I totally created the money to make it happen. And I was able to listen. I was able to decide I was going to leave New York City. I said it out loud. And some people know this. The first time I said I have to leave New York, I went, because because I lived there for 21 years and it was everything I knew. It was my career as a professional dancer. It was, at that point, I guess 12 years of my energy medicine practice, which was also, I was working with people internationally already. It was my community. It was the streets and the shops and everything I knew. But if I hadn't done that, my life wouldn't be where it is now. I created a multi-six-figure coaching and healing business. I've given myself time in nature. I am still on an adventure of finding my next permanent home. But I know that this is the path that I needed to take. And I needed support around me to be able to do that. My teachers, my mentors, my coach, my friends, the friends that actually supported these decisions, my family. Because that's a super important thing too for your joy. Are you surrounding yourself with the people and the information that are actually in support of your truth and in support of your genius? I can't tell you how many stories I've heard from people, and every person's story is unique, where they at some point as a child wanted something. It might have been something they wanted to do in their life. They wanted to be an artist, or they wanted to have love for mom or dad, and they didn't get it. And what happens? They start to shut down those desires. They start to think, oh man, maybe I'm not supposed to be this. Maybe I'm not supposed to have this. And what does that create? It creates a person who often has, as I've seen it, physical pain, mental, emotional pain, loneliness, difficulty bringing in money, difficulty in having healthy relationships. And again, this is not blame. It's just so many of us were not taught how to become the authority in our lives, how to make choices that actually come from who you are, your truth, not your mom and dad's or your caretakers or your grandparents or your teachers, but who you are. And until you really take the time, devote the time to discover that, to accept that, and to live from that, your life will be limited. Your success will be limited because you're trying to create something. You're trying to create your life from over there or over there. Your life gets created from right here. And your ability to not run away from right here. It can seem like one of the hardest things in the world, but the harder thing in the long run is not listening to that and ending up burnt out, frustrated, broke, alone. And finding that, ultimately we're all going to die, right? I love this quote. I can't remember who exactly it was, but that something I heard from Robin Sharma of, his dad said to him this quote of, when you were born, you cried and the world rejoiced. When you die, may you rejoice and the world cry. And I think that speaks to a lot of, it speaks to my heart really strongly, but I think it speaks also to a lot of the people I serve because you're creative and you're here to contribute something. And I think the higher side of yourself realizes that. And it wants to find a way to be able to bring that into life. So, if you want to join me this summer, if you're ready to be in space together, to go into personal coaching with me, to do this immersion with this small group of other creatives, to change your life, to really keep yourself from continuing into pain or suffering, I should say, because I know pain is necessary. Suffering is not. Pain is a necessary part of growth. To be held in that process, because it is a scary process. And to be able to continue to create exactly what you want in life. And then share in the way that you want to share. Please send me a message. Send me a message and we can talk. I'd love to get you in that retreat if this speaks to you, because it will change your life. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be, I can't wait to be dancing with people again. Like that is, I gotta say, that is a huge gift that I have, to be, S, can you speak to that for me? To be in a room together with people moving your bodies in freedom, in expression, and to be able to practice that safely so that you can show up in the conversation with your partner and be in freedom and expression and trust, so you can go to the job interview or have the yes, yay, S, thank you. So you can go, you can have the conversation with the person that's trying to hire you or the client and feel your power. Boom. Dancing is one of the ways that I help people do that. And as I said, the energy medicine work and the coaching work, that's my unique special coffee blend that can help you do that in the way that you wish. So that is my teaching for today. I think that was a solid teaching. Make sure, and I wanted to see if there's anyone who has a question. I see there's someone here on Instagram. I will press the button in a second and answer your question. I don't see anything in the chat here in Facebook, but please feel free to ask a question. I have a bit more time here where I can be talking with you. But again, if coming to this retreat or working with me in some other way interests you, let me know. But I'm telling you, this retreat is going to be awesome. People are like, well, I'll come next year. I'm like, dudes, what's going to happen next year? I don't know if I'm going to do this next year. So if you want this transformation today, don't put it off. Send me a message and let's talk. Okay? Just DM me. DM. Michelle, I want to talk to you. Okay. So let's see. Who is this here? This is Joe. Oh, wait, hold on. Joe Hogan? Is that right? Requests. No. Go live. How do I do this? Where'd you go? Where did you go? Joe, here we go. View request. Okay. Waiting for Joe. Oh, Joe, come on. Joe declined. Maybe that was a mistake. So let's see. Is there a question? I'll just give this another second to see if someone has a question that they want to ask. Let me just see if I can think of a question that people tend to want to ask me. I'll say this since there's not a question coming up. People will ask me, oh, tech mistake, no problem, Joe. But if you have a question, let me know. People, will ask me, how much does this cost? And it's a great question. And I also like to frame it from a different perspective, which makes the money not an issue. How much is it costing you to not change your life? And this again is this personal responsibility and this honesty and not getting distracted. Not running away from what happens if this doesn't change. And this is a moment when I'm talking with someone and they get quiet and really listen to that. And the words that I hear from people are frustrating, hellish. I'd be really disappointed in myself. And then you just got to ask yourself, okay, then how serious are you about changing this? And when you feel that pull, the urgency of changing your life, moving away from feeling lonely, from feeling trapped, from feeling stuck, resentful, broke. There's a solution. There's a solution to changing that and letting your life be something completely different. It is 100% possible. It is 100% possible. So I'm going to give you all 2 action steps at the end of this call. One, which I've mentioned already, is talk to me. Come talk to me. I want to help you. It is one of the things I love. Seeing a person, seeing you realize how amazing you are, and creating a life from that truth. Now that, as I say, that is one of my favorite performances to watch. That is one of my favorite performances to watch. So that's step number 1. Contact me if something in here is calling to you. Step number 2, we're going to do actually a little bit of energy balancing and see how this comes up. So this is something that I do, again, with my clients one-on-one in my group work, and we'll definitely be doing a bonanza of it in the land, in the healing sculptures that are in this land at the ranch, with sound bowls, with movement, the energy healing work. We'll be doing that, a lot of that at the retreat too. So let me just tune in here and see what we're going to be balancing. So one of the things that can come up a lot of times when a person is about to change something big is they have a fear of being left behind, which is kind of fun. It's kind of interesting. You can see if this resonates for you. If I do the thing that I love, I will be abandoned. I will be alone. I will be deserted. I will be left behind. And that's a great place to actually to shift that. You can't leave yourself behind if you actually are paying attention to who you are, where you are, what you want. You are here. You are here. And again, this is what I've been saying in this video, to be able to acknowledge that and live from, this is who I am. I will not leave myself behind. I will not leave myself behind. So that's going to be, that's your second action step. And if you want to, we can just tap this in, head, brain, and heart gut. This energy balancing work, I learned a lot of it from the Body Talk system, which I have been practicing for 14 years. Fear of being left behind. And also my 20 years of studying the body and its function and the psychology behind that, to help people transform their lives. So fear of being left behind. So I want you to take a look now or sometime very soon at where might you be leaving yourself behind in your life. Where are you not allowing yourself to be in the center of your life? To be the person who feels empowered and can make decisions and can be joyful, joy-filled. And by doing that, to change the lives of so many people around you. Okay, I'm going to call that a wrap for session 1 of 4 in the truth about joy. The truth about joy. I would say you probably would be a good idea to move your body, always. I'm going to go do that for a little bit before my next appointment. All right, people, join me next week. Again, if any of this is something you want to do with me, be in touch. And I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.